this morning I thought I would do a Sunday morning yoga flow because Sunday is always my day where it's a little bit more relaxed in my training, and I normally like to do a kind of stretchy yoga flowy thing. So I will make it a follow along, and I will do a voiceover on it. So you guys can follow along, and it's just going to be like, I don't know, 5 to 10 minutes long because that's how long I normally do it for, and then I'll crack on with my main session. But I hope you enjoyed this video. If you do, please subscribe to the channel, give this video a thumbs up, and let's get on with the stretch. First of all, you're going to start with feet shoulder width apart, and you're going to take your head to one side, then to the other side. Then you're going to look up and looking down and shrugging the shoulders back. So lifting the shoulders all the way up and circling them round. Then you're going to circle the arms round. So again, all the way to the ears, and then circling them all the way around and then forwards. So you can do about 5 of these on each side if you want to, or you can just stay in time with me, and then you're doing windmills, so one arm one way, one arm the other way. I'm just doing about 1 or 2 circles each side. Then we're going to go into hip circles, so pushing the hips all the way forwards and all the way back. And I'm alternating directions, so I'm going one way, then the other way, and then all the way round, and then pushing the hips forwards, bringing the back forwards, and then just alternating, so going forwards and backwards, and then side, leaning to the other side, 2 on each side, and then bring the arms out and leaning all the way over, flattening down the back, straighten the arm, all the way through the middle to the other leg, flatten down the back, and then finally reaching over. And we're going to go again, so reaching over to the other side, flatten down the back, bring the chest down to the leg, into the middle to the other leg, chest down to the other leg, straight arm, flat back, and finally reaching over. Now we're going to go into a pike fold, so bring the arms up. We're going to walk the hands down the legs, bring the chest in towards the legs, and grabbing behind the backs of the ankles. Try and keep the legs straight and let gravity pull you down. You can actually link the arms and try and keep the weight through the front of the feet while you let gravity kind of pull you down to the ground, and just ease into the stretch, so you can hold as long as you like. And then we're going to hop into a cobra and down to the ground, tucking the toes underneath into a downward dog, and then just putting the weight from one side to the other in that downward dog position, lifting the legs up, opening out the hip, changing to the other side, opening out the hip, and then bring the leg forwards. And we're going to come into, it's not a pigeon, it's a sideways kind of quad stretch. So you're dropping the quad down to the ground, and you're bringing all the weight to the side, and then we're going to go into a pigeon where you're bringing your leg in front of you, in front of the chest at a right angle, lowering the chest down to the ground, feeling that stretch in the outer glute. And we're just going to hold that position. I always have quite tight glutes, so I hold it for quite a long time. Then changing to the other side, so first of all the leg is tucked underneath the bottom, dropping that back hip flexor down to the ground, and then coming into the full pigeon position, bring the leg in front of the chest, dropping the chest down to the ground. So again, hold things a little bit longer if you need to, or you can move through the motions a little bit quicker, but I just like to do what I feel on the day. So now I'm going to do 10 lowers down to the ground, keeping us straight back in a straddle position. 3, 4, keeping the arms by the ears. 5, make sure that back is staying straight. 6, 7, 8, 9, and last one. Then we're just going to hold all the way into the middle. Obviously I'm very flexible, so I can get flat down, and I'm going to flex the feet to get a bit more of a stretch. If you can't quite get flat down, just try and get as far as you can, And then again, just ease into the stretch, hold a bit longer if you need to. 30 seconds to a minute should be a good amount of time to hold it. Then I'm just coming into a swing through, back into a cobra position, and then sitting back on the heels into a child's pose. It's a really nice relaxing position in the middle of my stretch. So next I'm going to go into a deep lunge. Elbows are going to be on the ground, pushing that back hip down to the ground, trying to get a really nice stretch in the hip and the quad. And then to a reverse low lunge, so I'm flexing the front foot, straightening the front leg, chest is coming down towards the front leg. Then I'm coming back into a normal lunge and then sliding straight into a split. So again, you might need to spend a little bit longer on your lunges. If you can't quite get into splits, then you can either stay in lunge or you can go into a split first position and then back into a child's pose. Then we're going to change sides, so into that deep lunge position, elbows on the ground, back hip flexor press down to the ground, and then we're coming into that reverse, straightening the front leg, flexing the front foot, chest down towards that front leg. Forwards, back leg is coming off the ground, and then sliding straight down into splits, making sure the hips are staying square. I'm raising the ankle off the ground just so I can work a little bit on quad strength as well. And then coming out of that position, back into a cobra. And I'm just going to press up into a cobra again. And then go into my cat-cows. So just warming up the back, getting a bit of movement in the lumbar and the thoracic spine. And then I'm just going to do some rotations as well. Then I'm coming back into a cobra. And sitting back on the heels into a nice relaxing child's pose. Next I'm going to stretch out the thoracic spine, so bring the legs through the middle and then dropping the knee over to one side, the other arm is flat down on the ground, and then changing sides, dropping the knee down to the floor. Feeling that lovely stretch in the spine, and then I'm just going to do 10 leg reaches, so the legs staying as close to the body as possible, staying straight, and you're bringing it to the other arm and then back down. So I'm doing 5 on each side. So this is a really good stretch for stretching out the glute. You get a bit of a hamstring stretch and also stretching the spine. Then I'm going to bring the legs into the head and the chest, toes touching the floor. Bring the legs straight and into a pike forward, flexing the feet, and then back again. So bringing the legs to the chest, coming forwards, and lastly I'm just going to come into a downward dog again. Hands are walking into the feet, curving of the spine up to the ceiling, bring the arms up and back down. Hope you enjoyed that video. If you did, please check out some of my other videos. I have a lot of videos. And subscribe to the channel if you're not already. Give this video a thumbs up and I will see you for my next video.